Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very pleasant morning. I bet to Dr. Muslimah and members of the floor. So today we are going to present to you the measuring economic and social impact with relation to the case study of Mongolian mining mayhem. Let's begin by introducing our group members. Our group members consist of 6 persons, where the first presenter will be Khairunabia binti Abdul Rashid, and the second presenter will be Nur Azila binti Razali, and the third presenter will be Ainul Amira binti Ahmad Mustafa, and the fourth one will be Furqan Shazwi bin Ruslan, and the fifth one will be Muhammad Farhan bin Rusli, and the last presenter will be Nur Izrin Razik binti Rizwan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Khairunabia binti Abdul Rashid. So before I further with our presentation, let me first explain to you our outline of presentation. First, we will explain on the economic impact. This explanation will consist of definition, benefits, and the limitation. And the second one is on the social impact, where this social impact also will be explained on the definition, benefits, and the limitation. And the third one is on the how to measure this economic and social impact. And the fourth one is on the example of events of both impact. And the fifth one is on the summary of the case. And the sixth is issue arise in a relation to the case. And the seventh one is how to improve or counter the case. So let's move to our first part, which is economic impact definition. So what is economic impact? Economic impact refers to all the environmental factors that influence the economy and financial situation of a business. It involves costs to enhance the environment. Economic impact includes financial measures such as profit-based measure and cost performance, and it also includes broader measure of economy such as a relationship with the government. Economic impact measurement has become a powerful and persuasive tool for those looking to capture evidence of the financial benefits that can result from the hosting of major events. Measuring economic impact not only allows public sector bodies to evaluate their economic returns on investment, but this economic impact also demonstrates how events will improve the economic benefits. So the economic impact have two impacts, which is on the primary impact, which will known as the direct impact, or the second one is on the secondary impact, which known as the indirect impact. So what is direct economic impact? Direct impact includes all direct effect of organization has on the region due to the organization's operation. This includes direct employee, organizational spending, employee spending, and spending by patients and visitors to the organization. And the second one is on the indirect economic impact. Indirect economic impact includes the impact of the local industries buying goods and services from other local industry. The cycle of spending works its way backward towards the supply chain until all money is spent outside of the local economy, either through imports or by payment to the value added. Next, I'll be explain on the benefits of economic impact to business, which relates to the environmental activities. There are three benefits that I'll be explain, which is the first one on the greater sales performance. Increase in sales is a result of customer preference and purchasing behavior that gradually influenced by public awareness on the environmental impact of goods and services. This also indicates that demand for the goods that are environmentally friendly increase. And the second one is it helps build positive image of the company. The company's brand value will increase by promoting environmentally responsible activities as well as implementing programs that help to reduce the environmental issue, such as use products that reduce the reliance on natural resources. Being an environmental friendly company will also attract potential employees and help to retain workers in the company. And the third one is it can improve the cost efficiency. When the company implement the environmental product practice such as restructuring the company's operation to be less pollution and adopt energy saving appliance, this could result to cost advantages where this method can help the business to lower the production cost and boost the efficiency of manufacturing process by reducing the input and waste during the manufacturing process. Furthermore, it can also allow the company to achieve more accurate product cost and the product process. So here is the limitation of the economic impact if the business choose not to care about the environmental issue. There are two limitations which will be discussed in this presentation on the economic impact, which is first, it incurs additional costs where company needs to spend more money to do product or technology that concern on the environment. They need substantial investment to develop the strategy as high costs will be incurred for the technology. The company also need to incur training costs to allow the employee to learn and understand the importance of environmental cost management and implement it to the company. Furthermore, the company might also need to pay the cost of conducting environmental management, such as cost of packaging, cost of minimizing wastage, and the cost of collecting and disposing waste. And the second limitation of economic impact is the company may increase in the product price or might as well reduce the quality of their material. The company might need to purchase the low quality material to produce their product since they need to cut some costs to recover the environmental management costs. The company also may increase the price of their product to cater their high operation costs. Thus, this will result to fewer people buy their product and this will lead to lower profit gains for the company. So that's all from me. Next, I will pass to Nur Azila binti Razali, where she will be explaining on the social impact based on the definition, benefits, and the limitation.
Thank you so much, Khairun. And I am Nur Azila binti Razali, and I will be continue on presenting the social impact. So, what is exactly a social impact? According to Latin 1981, social impact is any of the great variety of changes of physiological states and subjective feelings, motive and emotions, cognition and beliefs, as well as value and behaviors that occur in an individual. All these impacts could be intentional or unintentional as well as positive and negative. It can be concluded that social impact is very much related to CSR, which is corporate social responsibility. Next, I will explain some of the benefits of social impact. The first benefit of social impact is we could increase trust and revenue. Commercial activity, business investment programs, as well as business relations are some of the activities that organizations could do to increase their social impact. It is proven in a case study that integrating social responsibility could increase the revenue as well as enhancing the brand name. It could also increase the trust of society in investing to the business as the results of the activities mentioned before. Next, we move on to the second benefit of social impact, which is it could also help in increasing the productivity of the workers. If organizations are socially responsible to the staffs, it would help in increasing their commitment, affinity, and engagement of employee as well as enhancing the job performance. If staffs are happy with the job and the surroundings, there will be lower absenteeism as well as less issue among the workers. And the last benefit of social impact is it could attract new customers. If an organization produce products and offer service that consider social well-being, it would help them in attracting more markets for their products and service. Being responsible towards the environment, especially the nature, will gain some respect from the society as they are seeking for comfortable effect in long term of their life. And there are so many other examples of being socially responsible to society that would help to increase the social impact. However, having positive social impact could be time consuming. Organizations have to do research in order to implement an effective system for training and recruiting the workers. Moreover, it will also incur more time to manage waste in order to conserve the environment. This is because there are problems such as an inefficient solid waste management system that may create serious unpleasant environmental impact. For example, infectious disease as well as water pollution. So that's all for social impact. To conclude, social impact is about an organization's responsibility and how it will affect the society directly or indirectly. That's all from me, and I would like to pass this presentation on Ainul to continue on the next topic.
Thank you, Azila. Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Ainul Amira binti Ahmad Mustafa. I will be presenting on how to measure and some examples of events for both economic and social impact. The first point is on how to measure economic impacts. There are four metrics that can be used to measure economic impact, which are employment, household earnings, economic outputs, and value added. The first one is employment, also known as jobs. It consists of several jobs that include both full-time and part-time workers. Some projects will have both positive and negative job impacts. If a company is established, it will create many job opportunities. This is a positive economic job impact. If If the company decided to shut their operation, it might cause the workers to quit, which will cause negative job impact. The second matrix is household earnings. It is defined as the total amount of income paid to all workers and owners, including wages, salaries, employees' benefit, and business profits. Raising the average wages in the work field might be positively impacted the economy in household earnings. The third metric is economic output, which represents the business revenues for the products or services that have been provided or received. For example, in manufacturing industries, there will be a positive economic impact when there are supplying products and services needed for the projects, such as materials, laborers, and others. The revenue generated from those project purchases will be included in your economic output when doing an economic impact study. The last one is value added, which is defined as an estimation of the impact on the gross value in the assessing industries. You could express the value added as the overall benefit to the population, as it will positively impact the economy. For example, if you're building a new hospital in a city that had none, there will be a value added in terms of more expedient healthcare. Next is on how to measure social impact. There are two parts in measuring social impact. The first one is social impact measuring tools. The second one is the step in measuring social impact. There are three tools that have usually been used widely by organizations, which are accounting and audit, logic approach evaluation program, and social return on investment. Number one is accounting and audit. This method may be the oldest technique used to document the social impact in the organization. The process consists of a detailed analysis of company's activities through three main steps, which are planning, reporting, and documenting. Other than helping in planning, managing, and demonstrate the organization, it can also help in proving, improving, and accounting for the difference that the company made. Number two is logic approach evaluation program. Most of the companies will use BMC, which is business model canvas, to map out their business activities and planning. However, it is not sufficient to evaluate real business operation. By using this logic model, it can point out the inputs, outputs, and the outcomes of the business as a whole. Inputs focus on the materials, labor, and premise to operate the business. Outputs focus on the products or services created by the business. Outcomes are the result of the business operations from the long-term target to increase the company and economic growth in the industry. Measuring tools number three is social return on investment. It is a method to measure and communicate broad value concepts that combine social, environmental, and economic impacts and use monetary values to present them. Social return on investment can either be conducted retrospectively and based on the existing outcomes, or be conducted beforehand to predict planned activity social value and results. How to measure social impact to benefit the organization? The first step is measure a realistic reformation model. The reformation model, also known as logic model, must be stated clearly, including the company's goal and objective, so that the company can tackle the social issues. A defined plan can help the company to maintain the consistency of the social impact measurement even in the future. The second step is listing the prominent performance indicators. The company has to choose which social impact metrics they should work on to achieve the desired target. They can choose the metrics either from social impact program providers or focus on the important ones in their ultimate goals. Usually, companies will choose the latter as they define their success rate according to the ultimate goal. The third step is collect and analyze data effectively. This may be the most critical step in measuring social impact. It is crucial to make sure that the data collected is sufficient and efficient in helping to make a decision. If the data provide positive feedback, then the company may proceed to the next step. If not, the company needs to revise the measurement and take corrective action to overcome the deficiencies. Step number 4. Sort out the results. After the company has collected the data, they should classify all relevant information and evaluate the results. The step number 5. Communicate the social impact measurement. Companies must present the results effectively to the masses. They can create a comprehensive impact report and publish it, whether with the annual report or release it individually. This will help the company to gain public confidence and attract more future investors and consumers. The last step is claim the social impact. After completing an accurate social impact report, they can claim the measurements rightfully. This will help the company to survive in a great competition with other huge companies. Next are the examples of events for economic impact. The first one is an online business. Before the world was hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, most businesses were not fully active in using the internet or social media to operate their business, as most of the industries open physical premises. During the pandemic, all of the industries were negatively affected. Fortunately, the pandemic gives opportunities to people to expand their business using technologies. This is a positive economic impact on the business world. It is contra with the tourism industry, which is still severely affected today. This pandemic brought a significant loss of revenue since the government still restricted the people to go travel freely. This has been a negative economic impact on the tourism industry. Next, I will continue with examples of events that we can relate to social impact. The first one is IKEA, which designs a social impact campaign in helping children learn and grow. What they did was they committed to fight against child labor practices and provide a better future to needy children in the world. They also provide clean drinking water to children who live in undeveloped places in the world. The second one is Flatiron Health. They focus on the healthcare sector, which made their core mission is to improve lives via better healthcare outcomes for cancer patients. They made the research of treatments and cures based on the deep understanding of the patient's experience. That's all from me. Next, we will move to Furqan to proceed with the presentation.
Thank you, Ainon, for that great explanation. Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Furqan Shazin bin Roslan, and I will be presenting about a summary of Mongolian mining Mayhem case. First, Matt worked for Minera Incorporation, one of the largest mining companies in the world, and has traveled to some exotic locations in search of minerals that power the modern economy. Matt has been assigned to Mongolia because it has been difficult for Mongolia's leadership to get along with foreign mining companies. In particular, there are problems with the Oyu Tolgoi mine, the largest investment in Mongolia's history. In 2009, the company marked the Oyu Tolgoi venture agreement. The agreement was to begin with seen as an image of Mongolia's extending engagement with the worldwide economy, but it has presently ended up a major political issue with numerous Mongolian concerned that the government is offering its mineral asset to nominative as well cheaply. From his reading, Matt discovered that Rosneft, Russian state-owned energy company, is Mongolia's only significant supplier of fuels, and Moscow has a history of using energy export as a political tool. On the other hand, China is essentially Mongolia's only foreign customer for its existing mining output, and consequently, in negotiation over price, China always has the upper hand. Upon arriving at Mongolia, Matt is immediately struck by the awful air pollution and the general disrepair of the road system between the airport and the city centre. The air pollution came from burning coal from just there is around 10 people live in that. Government corruption is widespread, and a small number of tycoons exert a large influence on the government and economy. Alcohol abuse is widespread, with stumbling and passed out people visible on the streets day and night. Fight and almost routine features of Ulaanbaatar nightlife. When checking the environmental impact report, delineates several worst-case scenarios for the local environment as a result of overusage of the local water supply. Matt further notes that Minera's water usage topped 18.5 million gallons a day. If they continue to use water at the current rates, there will be a severe water shortage and an increase of dust that will damage the local environment. He also found out that Minera Incorporation made an agreement with Khan Enterprise, which provide them logistical support in mining for a small fee. This agreement is violating the Foreign Corrupt Practice Act. This leaves Matt in dilemma. He needs to choose whether to expose the water issue from the mining, or he will be replaced by a younger and talented MBA graduate if did not do his job according to instruction. That's all for the summary, and I invite Farhan Rosali to explain about the issue arise from this case.
Thank you, Furqan Shazmi, for the good summary. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Farhan bin Muhammad Rosli. Today, I will discuss some issues that has occurred in case of Mongolian mining mayhem. First issue that has occurred under political and economic consideration is Mongolia's economy has faced near-term economic risk since the loss of fiscal policy by the government. Before we go deeply, let's discuss what is fiscal policy. Fiscal policy refers to the use of government spending and tax policies to influence the economic condition. In this case, Mongolia's government has faced high inflation and uncertainties in foreign demand for Mongolian export due to government loss of fiscal policy. This happened because China has a monopoly and receives more than 90% of Mongolia export. Unfortunately, it will give economic impact to Mongolia because the investor will be distracted with the uncertainties problem that may occur in Mongolia. There is another issue that has occurred under social consideration, which is people in Mongolia has affected by awful air pollution. This air pollution occurred because people in Mongolia burning coal in the camps during winter. We know that it is their tradition to live as nomad and start up fire to heat themselves, but it brings social impact to other people since it causes air pollution that affect environment and Mongolian. Second issue that has occurred under social consideration is mining development has destroyed the grassland and water sources that has been used by nomad people. In this case, government corruption has been widely spread and a small number of tycoons exert a large influence on government and economy. It is very difficult to control the tycoons since they have large support from government to exploit natural resources in Mongolia. In consequence, this abuse has brought social impact to people in Mongolia. Third issue that has occurred under social consideration is government has lack of effectiveness and poor control of corruption. It has been aware by people in Mongolia, but there has no power to counter those problems. Those problems will affect the economic growth of Mongolia since corruption can increase inequality, decrease popular accountability and political responsiveness, and thus produce rising frustration and hardship among citizens who are then likely to accept hard-handed and illiberal tactics by the government. Last but not least, there is an issue that has occurred under legal and environmental anxieties, which is government has selling off mineral waste too cheaply to foreigners. It has been major political issue in Mongolia since Mongolians are worried and aware the damage that can affect their country. This issue will lower GDP of Mongolia because mineral waste was not sold at their market price. Therefore, it will bring economic impact towards Mongolia's market since it just benefits the foreigners. I will pass to the next presenter, Izli.
Thank you, Farhan. Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Izlin Razik binti Rizwan and I am going to present about the solution to the issues that been stated by Farhan. Firstly, for the political and economic considerations, one of the ways for Munira to overcome the Mongolian economic risk is they should help the government emerge from the crisis with a better regulation and closer supervision, such as strengthen the banking sectors in order to reduce the high inflation and uncertainties in foreign demand for the Mongolian exports. Next, for the legal and environmental anxieties, the investment deal made between the Munira and the Oyo Tolgoi, who is jointly owned by the government of Mongolia, is a good deal. This is because the benefit of Oyo Tolgoi for the Mongolian economy is significant. However, it is difficult for Munira to convince the population that it's a good deal for everyone, and the government of Mongolia want more money for them. Thus, Munira should follow and considering the rules and regulations of Mongolian in order to keep their company in a good reputation. Lastly, there are 3 points in the social consideration. First, since the Mongolia are battling with the nomad path to an urban futures, the government should strengthen the uses of charcoal in the gear, especially when it's come to the winter. Thus, to show the social consideration from the Munira should help the society implement the burning of woods in the gear in order to reducing the air pollution in that area. Next, for the Munira to keep the water resources in that mining area, they making a deal with the Oyo Tolgoi, where Oyo Tolgoi was designated to be most water efficiency mines of its kind in the world because Oyo Tolgoi was located at the South Gobi and close proximity to hydro communities and wildlife. This ensures that Oyo Tolgoi is suitable in the mining area to keep the water resources safe for the communities. Lastly, based on the demographic of Mongolian, the vast majority of Mongolian population is below 40 years of age, with many more productivities working years ahead of them. Thus, the Munira have committed to employ minimum of 90% of Mongolia in the working force by promising some training to them. Munira have been committed to fund education and training to the Mongolia, where the teacher is being trained in the conjunctions with the Mongolia Ministers of Education. In conclusion, by considering the economic impact in the company helps the company to identify economic and financial situations for them to overcome the issues and remain sensibilities of the company. Meanwhile, for the social impact, helps the company to understand the psychological states and society's feelings in order to create a good reputation for the companies. And that's all from us. Thank you.